Hello everyone, Corey Mitchell with Trade That Swing. I'm going to show you very quickly how to scan for the strongest stocks in the strongest sectors. Why would you want to do this? Because these are the places in the market where people are coming in droves. It means there's more likely to be someone coming in to buy after you, which pushes the price up. If we're buying in sectors that are weak, there's just not much demand for them. If we buy, we're less likely to have someone come in after us to buy and push the price up. So trading in the strongest sectors, the strongest stocks, I believe is a good idea. And I'm going to show you how to do it. We're going to use FinViz. In this article, I lay out how to do it on FinViz, stock charts, as well as Stock Rover. But FinViz, probably the easiest of all of them, and it's totally free. So I really like their approach. So I'm going to show you how to find the strongest sectors. We're also going to look at how to see when money's flowing in and out of these top sectors. If we click on groups on finviz.com, it just pulls it right up, the top daily, weekly, monthly, 3-month performers over various time frames. So you'd have to decide where your trades kind of fall within this. My swing trades, typically a week to several weeks. So I'm mostly focused in this area here. If you're a longer term trader, maybe you want to incorporate a little bit longer term. If you're short term, maybe you use the daily, weekly, and monthly. So I'm going to focus in this area here, and I'm just going to show basically the idea of how I use these. Ideally, we're going to be trading stocks that are in the upper portion of all three of these time frames. They're doing well on the weekly, they're doing well on the monthly, they're doing well on the 3-month. That sometimes happens, not always. So we can also watch for things that are doing well on the 1-month and 3-month. Maybe they had a setback, so that put them back maybe to the middle of the list on the 1-month, but they're performing really well on the weekly. And then I'll also watch for when money's flowing out. So if we have a sector that's really strong on, let's say, the 3-month and monthly, so this was energy recently, it was strong on the 3-month, it's definitely moving down on the monthly, and getting hit on the weekly. So it's basically in a short-term decline against the longer term. I'm going to move out of this sector. I may still have some trades on, but I'm not going to be taking any new ones, basically until I start to see energy improve again. So this is going to have to move up the list and stay strong, and also the monthly and the 3-month, and push up into this upper area. And ideally, we see it quite strong in the short term on the weekly, showing money's coming back into this sector. So those are just a couple ideas on how you can basically use this list just to see what's strong, what's weakening, and what's strengthening. You'll just see the money flow shorter term, longer term to shorter term, where the money's flowing. And then we'll generally start to see that over the longer term as well. So these all work together, and you can use them to find the strongest stocks. If you click on any one of these lists or any one of these categories, it will pull up the stocks within that sector. So consumer, defensive, and utilities, I'm not usually playing because they're not real big movers in terms of individual stocks. So even this week, like you can see, they're performing okay, but they're usually don't have quite the percentage moves as the other sectors do. So I'm going to focus in. Industrials is holding up well here. It's in the upper portion here. It's in the upper half on the 1-month. Daily I don't usually care about. But industrials holding up well over the last week. Upper half, in the upper half over the last month. And right around the middle. So that's not a bad one. Real estate is the top of the last month, but has been really weak over the last 3 months. So that's one we're not... it's kind of questionable. Is it just a kind of a dead cat bounce situation, or is it really ramping up? I'd prefer to see it move up here into the upper portion on the 3-month as well. So let's just click on industrials. It's holding up well over all 3 time frames. And what we're going to get is a list of every stock that's listed as an industrial in the United States stock market, or that FinViz has ranked or recorded as an industrial stock. So you can see that here. That's basically the only criteria we have right now, is that its sector is industrial. Then we can add in our own sectors, which are our own criteria, which is really nice. So then we can say, only show me stocks that are over $5. That's going to drop the list. We can drop a volume criteria in there. So let's say over 1 million. And I also like to add in, just because this is a strong sector doesn't mean every stock within it is doing well. So we can add in price above 200 SMA, and that's just going to show us the stocks that are above their 200-day moving average. Now we're down to 55 stocks. You could add in some additional criteria if you wanted: patterns, price change, performance. And I like ranking by performance. So you can go by rank over the last, let's say, 6 months. And this way, when we go back to charts, these are all going to be ranked basically strongest to weakest over the last 6 months. And just a really nice way to sort it. And then you don't have to go through this whole list if you don't want. We have 5 pages, 55 stocks. And yeah, these are the strongest stocks in one of the strongest sectors. As we discussed, at the moment, a little ambiguous. We don't have something that's really dominating overall. Energy was strong, but now it's a little weaker. So it's nice when we get just a sector that's top performer over the last 3 months, top performer over the last month, and it's in the upper half here as well. We don't quite have that situation, but this is still one of the best performing sectors when I'm recording this video. So an excellent place to look for potential trading opportunities, and you can see some very strong uptrends recently. Some of these are coming out of longer term downtrends, but others are in longer term uptrends, as well as just being really strong, and potentially some consolidation patterns, things like that we can watch for. If they start moving up, we can take trades. This is not a strategy video. You would apply your own strategies, so you can simply scan through these and quickly see which stocks match your criteria right now. And we can do it very quickly and visually. Typically in about 5-10 minutes, you can pull up the best sector, the best stocks within it, and go through this list, find a few potential trade candidates to write down on a piece of paper to watch, wait for your entry trigger, whatever your strategy is. And that's how you can find the strongest stocks in the strongest sectors very quickly. Until next time, happy trading.